Well, people, what's good? It's your boy NLG. It's been a minute. I've not seen you lot. Deep in the Arsenal transfer window and little to show for it. Well, actually, we have got something to show for it, and we'll get into it today. Two big here we goes of the day, should I say? I mean, I was having a good time. I was in Cannes. I was chilling. I was relaxing, soaking in that Vit D. Like I was living my life. No stress. Arsenal Football Club weren't stressing me. Even met Ian Wright out there. Picture it didn't happen. You know, met Ian Wright out there. Was cool to meet him. He was chatting to Robbie. He was chatting to Robbie about the signings and the negative, how Arsenal are in a negative kind of mind state at this current point in time. But Ian Wright, just absolute legend, great guy. But on that topic of negativity, it's hard not to be negative or doubtful when the club keep making stupid decisions. They are just not using their logic. And I'm worried Bert is also falling into the same trap or is more becoming the cog in the system. Let's get into it. Breaking news. Let's start with the first big one of the day. It's your boy, Chelsea's recycling bin. Drum roll for Kepa Arrizabalaga, the guy who told Sarri he's not coming off. I'm not coming off. I'm not coming off. Kepa Arrizabalaga signs for Arsenal. We activate the £5 million release clause from Chelsea's recycling bin. All documents are now sealed, signed, and delivered. I mean, I'm gonna speak quickly on this one. Let me get him off the screen. I'm even annoyed. Light deal, not much money spent on him. He is the 11th goalkeeper in the league for clean sheets. Doesn't inspire much of anything. He was at Bournemouth, had an okay season. You might say he was 11th for clean sheets because he was at Bournemouth. They concede more shots potentially if you're stretching. Look, he's going to be a backup goalkeeper. He'll play Carabao. He might play the odd FA Cup, probably not even FA Cup. We won't see him much. Could be an okay signing. And only if we do what we need to do in other areas. Now, the argument people have been making is, oh, this is a crude signing. Why are we still focusing on crude signings? Are the clubs around us competing making crude signings, or are they just making signings that move the needle? Cool. Let me know your thoughts down below on Kepa Arrizabalaga. Again, it is a backup goalkeeper. He's replacing Neto, who we saw for all but 5 minutes and handballed the ball outside the box. So yeah, like he played one game against Girona, that was about it, and I'd seen enough from that game. Let me know your thoughts on Kepa and on the brown envelopes from Chelsea. Moving on, if that wasn't enough, we had the news to officially confirm today that our midfield maestro, or midfield destroyer, let me say, Thomas Partey is set to leave Arsenal as a free agent at the end of the month. Story from last week confirmed. Now, I don't think people are really deeping how much of a problem this is. I genuinely don't think people are. Thomas Partey is one of the best. He's probably top 5 DMs in world football. And when I say DMs, I mean specialist DMs. Someone who can intercept the ball, someone who can make clean tackles, someone who can, spin on the half turn, create space, and play the ball forward or in and behind. We've seen so much of that from Partey. The only unfortunate part of his time at Arsenal was his injuries. We obviously got a great season from him here. Now, obviously, we have a dilemma where I'm sure we would have told Zubimendi probably could have gone to Madrid. We probably would have told him, yeah, look, you'll get first team football. Has that ruffled the feathers for Partey, where maybe he's demanding more wages, which is the news that's out there, but maybe also on top of that, he's thinking, yeah, also look at the season I just played. I was definitely the best, most consistent midfielder at this club. Season just gone. So I also need first team football. Whatever's happened, Brokes have fallen apart, and I think this is a big mistake. The spine of our team needs to remain consistent. And for once, it seemed like we were coming at some semblance of stability. We've now had Partey apparently leaving on a free agent, which means we now have Zubimendi as our first choice. And to make matters worse, our second choice, oh my lord, we're replacing one 31-year-old with another, or one 30-year-old with another 31-year-old. Christian Norgard. Here we go, agreement club to club after 11 million euros. Proposal sent today. Personal terms also agree with Norgard, set for medical. New midfielder to replace Thomas. Let me tell you something. This guy does not replace Thomas, right? We are replacing an apple for a moldy apple that is due to expire very soon. At the very least, you could have given Partey, give him the 250 for a year or two. Again, why are we scrimping and saving? He is such a key difference in the way we play football. When Arteta came in one of his big press conference, he made the point that he needs a specialist six that allows him to play 4-3-3. A six that is that good allows the eights to flourish. Odegaard had a poor season, and even in that, Partey still managed to flourish and do his job as the six and clean up, mop up, intercept, spray passes in between the lines. We don't know how Zubimendi's going to perform. I don't think we realize how detrimental this is to the squad. Having Partey with Zubimendi and Norgard, for example, as a trio, now that would work. But we're literally weakening our defenses and replacing him with a player who will ultimately leave in 2 years' time anyway. I do not get the logic of this football club 90% of the time. And I feel like Bert has fallen into the same trap. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I feel like it just made sense to give him the contract for 2 years until we figured out, maybe you add Norgard to that as well, until we figured out how we can find the next best six to challenge Zubimendi. But alas, we haven't done that. And yet we've made another cost saving. We're shopping in Poundland. Norgard, 11 million euros. That's probably like 8 million pounds plus 5 million for Kepa. Combined 13 million. We're going on the cheap. If Arsenal Football Club, write this down. If Arsenal Football Club do not sign, if every player that comes after this is not top quality and big bucks, there will be problems. Because let me tell you, the transfer window doesn't start game week 1. Yeah, that might be in August. The transfer window is game week 0, and we're not even playing the game. We're not even in the game. It's like EA Sports, it's in the game. It's not in our game. We are not showing that we're a big club here. Imagine being Rodrigo or some other player. And let's say you have suitors. Your suitors are Arsenal, City, Liverpool. I'd be looking at the summer transfer window of Arsenal and being like, are you guys serious? You want me to leave Real Madrid where I'm playing with Mbappe and Vinicius, all of these ballers, and you want me to go to Arsenal and kick ball with Norgard and them, man? Yo, people, people are giving the club grace that by July, by pre-season, they should have to strike it in. At this point, it doesn't seem like Arsenal know left from right. But anyway, that's the news for the day. Kepa and Christian Norgard, here we go for a combined roughly 12 to 13 million. Partey is set to leave the club. One of the best DMs in the Premier League, that's for sure. Probably best DM in the league this season. And one of the best top DMs in Europe set to leave the club because we apparently couldn't agree wages. So that's the news for the day. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But in my opinion, absolute shambles. But on to the next, people. Yeah. Absolute shambles. Listen, it's your boy NOG. Catch you lot in a bit. Peace.